If you've come this far, it's no coincidence. There's something in the silence of this night that calls your name. Your guardian angels have guided you to this message, and the universe has chosen the right moment for you to receive these words. Take a deep breath, because what will be revealed now isn't just about someone, it's about what your heart still keeps secret. God knows the questions you can no longer voice, and today, He answers through signs. Before we continue, tell me, where are you watching from right now? There's a presence that accompanies you, even when you pretend not to feel it. It appears in little distractions, in the thoughts that insist on returning, in the soft sound of a memory that won't fade. It's like a closed window, yet it still lets in light. That person, the one your heart recognizes even in silence, has been walking through your thoughts. It's not a coincidence. The universe is whispering about a bond that hasn't broken. In recent days, you may have felt a tightness in your chest without explanation, as if something inside you knows that a change is happening in the unseen, and it is. The energy between you isn't asleep. It's just waiting for the right moment to manifest. Sometimes, the human heart protects itself too much. That person feels, even from afar, the vibration of your name. There are nights when they try to sleep, but their mind insists on returning to the same place, that moment when the words weren't spoken, but everything was felt. True love doesn't need a stage. It reveals itself in subtle details, in the memory that arises uninvited, in the music that plays and awakens what seemed forgotten, in the scent that the wind brings, just to remind you that certain connections know no distance. Have you noticed how time seems to play with our certainties? One day, we believe something has ended. In the other, we realize that the soul is still writing the same chapter. Only in silence this person misses you. But it's not just ordinary longing. It's a spiritual longing, one that transcends the body and touches dimensions where time has no effect. It's a longing that speaks to God before falling asleep. It asks the universe for signs, but doesn't have the courage to admit it. Maybe you've tried to move on too. Distractions, new routines, attempts to forget, but something always pulls you back. Not out of dependence, but because there's a story that hasn't been fully understood. Your guardian angels watch over you when your heart oscillates between letting go and waiting just a little longer. They know that you don't want to be trapped in the past, but they also recognize that there are feelings that don't dissolve with time. There are loves that transform into lessons, others into promises, and some remain because they were born out of a meeting of souls. This person carries thoughts that still belong to you, even if pride prevents them from showing it. Even if life has taken them down other paths, there are nights when they feel your absence as if it were a shadow, and within that shadow there exists desire, regret, and something still seeking redemption. The universe is wise. When two souls have something unfinished, time bends until they learn what they need to learn, whether through reunion or liberation. But today, here in this moment as you hear me, there's a subtle call. The signs intensify when the heart begins to understand. You may notice this in the recurring dreams, in the songs that play by chance, in the messages that arrive at just the right moment. None of this is coincidence. These are the angels telling you there's something that still resonates between you. But this vibration is not just romantic. It is spiritual. It calls for healing, understanding, and forgiveness. Perhaps what connects you to this person today is no longer the desire to start over, but the desire to understand. Why did destiny cross your path so intensely? Why does this story seem to withstand the test of time, even in silence? The universe responds in fragments, in intuitions, in sensations, and if you stop to feel, you will realize that something is being prepared, not to hurt you, but to free what still weighs you down. God observes your tired heart. He knows how hard you tried to keep the faith, even when silence was deafening, and it's exactly this silence that is about to turn into a response. Something new is moving behind the scenes of your life, a spiritual reordering, where what needs to stay will find space, and what needs to leave will dissolve gently. This person feels, even without being able to explain, that your connection is not over. It has merely hit pause, like a song that the universe decided to resume at the right time. But this pause is also an invitation for you to look within, to understand what this story has taught you about surrender, waiting, and self-love. Do you notice how divine love manifests? Not just when someone returns, but when you understand the purpose of everything you've experienced. God never allows an encounter to happen in vain. And if he brought your energies together at any moment, it's because something needed to be revealed. Breathe. Feel what the words are showing you right now. Perhaps this person is thinking of you at this very moment. Maybe they've tried to erase your memory, but the heart, that silent guardian, does not obey reason. The angels are telling you, the night is giving way. There is something that will be revealed when fear makes space for the truth. And this truth is not just about what was felt, but about what still lives on. Have you noticed how nostalgia sometimes comes accompanied by light? As if God is saying, this still has a purpose? Indeed, the universe doesn't waste energy. Everything you felt was a seed, and even silence can bloom. So if your heart still beats for someone, don't blame yourself. It only means that there's something in you that still believes in the power of connection. And believing is the first form of miracle. Maybe the reunion won't come as you imagine, but it will come in the form of understanding, lightness, peace. And when that happens, you'll realize that nothing has been lost. It has only matured in God's timing. This person feels your energy like one feels the wind before the rain. Something within them senses that a cycle is closing, not to push away, but to heal. God is moving invisible pieces, and what seems like distance today is merely a sacred space of preparation. If your heart is moved right now, it's because your soul recognizes the truth behind the words. The angels want you to know it wasn't in vain. But love isn't always simple. Sometimes it arises at the wrong time, in the right body, but in the wrong timing. And so the universe needs to use silence to teach what haste wouldn't allow you to understand. This person has stepped back, not out of disinterest, but out of fear. Fear of feeling too much. Fear of getting lost in something that seemed bigger than reason itself. There are people who love in silence because they don't know how to express what they feel. They prefer to stay quiet, thinking that silence protects them. But what silence actually does is echo, and you have been hearing that echo. In every night when sleep doesn't come, in every memory that insists on returning. There's something unsaid lingering in the air, a dense energy, a word that was never spoken, but that the heart has already understood. This person feels guilt, and you feel longing. But between guilt and longing there exists something deeper, a fear of losing what has already been lost. The guardian angels see you trying to be strong. They see you holding back tears when thoughts tighten. They see you looking up at the sky, seeking answers that the world doesn't provide. And God, He sees your whole heart. He knows there are days when faith wavers. He knows there are moments when you want to give up, because waiting is exhausting. But He also knows that your strength comes from the soul, not from appearance. This person is being shaped by the universe. There are lessons they need to live away from you, so that the reunion, if it is destined to happen, can occur with greater awareness. The distance is not a punishment, it is preparation. But I know, there are days when you doubt this. Days when silence seems to deny what the heart feels. Days when absence weighs more than any word. And that's when faith needs to rise. Have you ever felt that someone pulled away out of fear, not lack of love? That question resonates deeply because it may be exactly what happened between you. The love was there, pulsing, but fear spoke louder. And fear is a master in disguise. It teaches through loss. But the universe, in its infinite wisdom, never closes a cycle without purpose. Every silence you experience today is purifying what still needs to be healed. This person carries doubts, shadows, insecurities. There are things they can't even name, confusing emotions, painful memories, regrets that go unheard. They try to move on, but something in them always returns to the same point, the moment you appeared. And no matter how hard they try to distract themselves, the soul does not forget. Because when two souls recognize each other, there is no distance that can erase that, only pauses that strengthen. God is in the midst of this story. Even if everything seems confusing now, there is an invisible thread guiding both of you to where love can mature, even if that means walking separately for a time. You've been feeling signs, haven't you? Little coincidences that seem to speak this person's name. These signs are not illusions, they are subtle responses. They are ways for God to tell you, stay calm, something is being written in the invisible. The universe works in silence, and sometimes what you call an end is just an interval. Don't fight against time, just allow it to reveal what needs to be revealed. If this person marked you, it's because your soul chose to learn through this encounter. And believe me, no true love is ever lost. It simply changes form until it can bloom without pain. You still feel this presence because there are spiritual ties that don't break with distance. But know this, you don't have to suffer to love. God doesn't want you tethered to the past. He wants you at peace. Angels surround you now, wrapping your energy in gentle light. They say, trust, silence speaks too. This person thinks of you more than they would like to admit. But as they struggle with their own fear, the universe is asking you, care for your light. Because when you strengthen yourself, everything around you reorganizes. True love doesn't require chasing. It flows when the time is right. And perhaps the time to bloom is closer than it seems. The silence that hurts today is the same that will bring answers tomorrow. And when destiny decides to speak, nothing, absolutely nothing, will be able to stop it. And now, take a deep breath. Feel the energy that surrounds you in this moment. What comes next will reveal what is being prepared for you and for this person, because the night is about to give way. And the secret that walked in hiding will begin to show itself. The night is yielding. The sky, which seemed closed off, now opens up in gentle lights. Can you feel it? Something is being moved by God, silently, perfectly. The silence that hurt is beginning to find its voice. Nothing was in vain. Not the tears, not the hidden prayers. Everything has been heard. Your guardian angels watch over you with tenderness. They whisper, hold on a little longer, the answer is coming. This person feels your absence, even if they don't admit it. They try to move on, but destiny insists on reminding them. A song, a fragrance, a dream, and the heart surrenders. The universe doesn't erase true connections. It may delay, but it does not undo. God is weaving destinies, and when He moves the threads, nothing is lost. You haven't been forgotten. You've just been kept in a time of growth. Love needs to breathe to come back whole. This person thinks about you more than they care to admit. They feel your energy even from afar, and it's in this feeling that the universe acts. Something is about to be revealed. Silence will speak. Longing will transform into understanding. And what seemed like distance was preparation. Do you believe that silence speaks too? Because it does. And sometimes it says what the mouth doesn't have the courage to express. It says, it's still you. The signs will intensify. Coincidences, dreams, intuitions. These are disguised answers. The reunion can be physical, emotional, or spiritual, but it will come. The universe is awakening courage in both of you. When this person feels the light touch their fear, something will change, and you'll know. The heart recognizes before the eyes do. Now is the time for faith. To look up and say, God, if it's meant to be, let it be with peace. And peace will come. Light, gentle like the dawn. Surrender. What is yours cannot be lost. It transforms, and it returns when love is ready. No distance can erase what is true, because the true doesn't depend on presence, it depends on the soul. You and this person walk under the same sky. Even separated, there is an invisible bond that vibrates between you. God is moving what needs to be moved. You may not see it, but you feel it. It's like the sunrise, and silent yet inevitable. The love that the universe writes is patient. It waits for fear to pass. It waits for pride to dissolve. And when everything aligns, it returns clean new in peace. God prepares hearts, and yours is one of them. Don't look back with pain. Look with gratitude. Everything that happened has brought you here, stronger, more awake, more you. The tears that fell watered the soil of your future, and something new is sprouting. The angels surround you and say, do not fear the new beginning. This person is also being worked on by the light. You don't need to chase after it. Just trust. Remember the window that let the light in. Now she opens up, and the fresh air that enters is hope. Hope has the sound of your calm breathing. It has the sparkle of eyes that have learned to wait without despair. You haven't lost anything. What is true remains. And when you return, if you return, it will be light, right, blessed. God smiles, because now you understand. Love isn't about who stays, but about who brings out the best in you. The best is blooming, silent like a flower before the sun rises. The shadows dissipate, fear dissolves, faith remains. You are loved by God, by the angels, by the universe, and something is being prepared. Trust. Everything that is yours will bloom in perfect time. No distance erases what is true. The universe realigns hearts that seek each other. And when the day breaks, you will see the night has yielded, and love walked free and bright. If your heart resonated with this message, it's because it was meant for you. The angels know when to deliver a word. Take a deep breath. Feel what has been echoing in you. Which word spoke most to your soul? Write it in the comments. It may be the sign someone needs to read. Do you believe silence speaks too? Reply down below. Sometimes your word awakens faith in another soul. If this message embraced you, leave a like. Not out of vanity, but as a gesture of light. The universe returns everything shared with love. Share it too. Perhaps there's someone needing a reminder that God's timing never fails. And if you wish to continue receiving messages like this, full of faith, poetry, and truth, subscribe and activate the notification bell. That way, each new message will find you at just the right time. Before you go, remember this: you are never alone. Even when the world falls silent, there are angels guiding you. Even when everything seems distant, God holds you up. Today, choose to believe, because the universe is reorganizing what is yours. And love, that faithful traveler, has already begun to walk back. Write in the comments the word that touched you the most. Let your heart speak. And remember, the universe listens when the intention is pure. If this message resonated with you, give it a like. Share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you want to keep receiving words of light, subscribe, because new messages are coming. And in them, the angels will continue to guide you until love reveals itself completely.